Hi everyone. Let's look at this question from 2019 past paper, part B, section B. First question, what is requirement analysis? So you would have already studied about the different stages in SDLC. When you develop a system, it has to go through several stages, and this requirement analysis is one of the earliest stages in software development. So what is this requirement analysis? Okay, before you start developing a software, just imagine you as a developer, a person who is going to develop the system. So even before you start developing, you should know what are the requirements, what are you going to do with the system, what are you going to implement. So you should know that, because you are not going to develop a system that you want, because as a developer you have to develop a system that the client wants. A client might have something in his mind and ask you to develop it. So if you end up developing a system that is totally different from what the customer wants, finally you have to throw away the system, because it is not for you, it is for the client. He is the one who is going to finally pay for the system. So you have to make sure that you have clearly understood what the customer needs. Okay, so how can you make sure that you know what the customer needs? That is this requirement analysis phase. Okay, so you have to study about the requirement and you have to understand properly even before you start any other thing. Even before you start designing, even before you start developing, start coding, you have to make sure the requirements are clear. So the answer is there in the this phrase itself. In this question itself, you have the answer. Requirement analysis means finding out the requirements of the customer before its development. Even before you start developing, you should make sure the requirements are clear. You should make sure that you are clear with customer wants. Okay, so the answer for the first part, what is requirement analysis? It is finding out the requirements of the customer before its development. It is a very simple answer. No need to write paragraphs and paragraphs. This is simple and enough. Second one, list two advantages of requirement analysis. So what are the benefits? What is the good part about this requirement analysis? So if you just imagine you start developing the system without doing this requirement analysis, you will end up in a failure. Because when you look at the software projects that have failed, most of the software projects that failed are the reason, if you analyze the reason, the majority of the project has failed because of the failure of requirements analysis. They have failed to do an analysis about the requirements, therefore those projects have failed. Okay, so at the initial stage, at the beginning, you should make sure that the requirements are clear. So what are the advantages? Okay, first one advantage is you can resolve conflicts between requirements. So there will be several requirements. Sometimes one requirement and another requirement might clash with each other. Might, like for example, if I tell you you are going to develop a calculator, okay, and one requirement is this calculator should add only whole numbers, and there is another requirement, this calculator should add decimal numbers. See, two requirements, but both are clashing, both are conflicting. You can if you are implementing the first requirement, you can't implement the second requirement. If you are implementing the second requirement, you cannot implement the first requirement. So such kinds of conflicting requirements, okay, so such kinds of clashes you can resolve. Okay, another advantage is it reduces risk. Just imagine you are developing a software without knowing the depth of it, without understanding the detailed requirements of it. It will be a high risky project. But at the beginning, if you know very well, if you are very clear about what is the requirements, what you are going to do, what the client needs, so the project will not be very risky because you are thorough and you are clear. So another example is, another advantage is you can prioritize the requirements. Prioritizing means you have to decide like what you need first, what you need second, what you need third, likewise. Because sometimes for the client, certain part of the system might be urgent. Certain part of the system might not be urgent. You can deliver it later. So no problem. So the client will tell you, I need this part first. So you have to develop that section first. So that is part of the requirement. So part of the requirement analysis. So if you study properly, if you talk with the customer properly and understand the requirements, you can prioritize which you have to develop first. Then you don't have, then during the development phase, you don't have to mess up everything. You will not have to hurry, or you don't have to rush, or you don't have to just mess up everything. So you will it can be very, you can be very clear, and you can do everything step by step. So I will write down the advantages in this requirement analysis. Can resolve conflicts in requirements. Another advantage is can prioritize requirements. Another advantage is reduces risk in development. Okay, let's look at the third question. Give one method that can be used to verify whether a functional requirement is satisfied in the system. Use to verify. What is the meaning of the word verify? Verify means checking. How to check whether the requirement, the functional requirement, is available in the system. For example, you are developing a calculator, and there is a requirement that the calculator has to add two numbers. So how will you check whether the calculator is functioning properly? You will take the calculator, you will give two numbers, 10 plus 10, and you will look at the output, whether it is giving 20. If it is displaying 30, you will say this calculator is wrong. This calculator is functioning, not functioning properly. So that, what is that method? What is that method? What are you doing? It is easy. The method is called testing. It is simple testing. Through testing, you can make sure that the functions are working properly. Okay. Okay, next question. They have given a list of requirements, and you have been asked to identify whether it is functional or non-functional. And you have to write the following list consists of some functional, non-functional, and other requirements of a proposed school library management system where users can borrow and return books. Okay, they have given from A to H, and finally they are telling identify and write down two functional requirements and two non-functional requirements. What are these functional requirements and non-functional requirements? Functional requirement means what system does, and non-functional requirement means how system does that function. I will explain with an example. I will give you the same example. Imagine you are developing a calculator and you have to add two numbers. That is an example of a functional requirement. There is an input, two numbers, you have to add and get the output, that is a sum. So that is simple, a functional requirement. So what do you mean by non-functional requirement? Non-functional requirement means reliability, availability, maintainability, performance, security, all these comes under non-functional requirement. If I tell you the calculator has to add the two numbers and display the sum within 2 seconds. So I'm giving a time limit within 2 seconds. That means I'm talking about the speed of the calculator. I'm talking about the performance of the calculator. So that is a non-functional requirement. So adding is a functional requirement. If I tell you that it should add within a particular time frame, I am talking about the speed, and that is a non-functional requirement. So if I tell the calculator should be available 24 hours a day, all 24 hours. So when you look at certain websites, it might be down at certain times of the year. Some websites will be down like most of the time. That means it is not available. When you need the website is not there. So certain websites are not like are available 99%. Okay, so like available, if I tell you the calculator should be available all 24 hours a day, that means I'm talking about the availability of the calculator. So that availability is a non-functional requirement. And if I tell you the calculator should add the two numbers and it should save the sum in a secure database, in a secure place. It should have a high security. I'm talking about the security of the result. Security is a non-functional requirement. And if I talk about the maintenance, I should be able to maintain the calculator. So that is also a non-functional requirement. So these maintainability, availability, reliability, performance, security, all these are non-functional requirements. Hope you're clear with not what is functional requirement and what is non-functional requirement. Okay, now we'll write the answers. Okay, they are asking two functional requirements. Let's look at A. The system should authenticate users through username and password. That means it is a functional requirement. So when you are writing the system, when you are developing the system, you should make sure that the user should log into the system and then only start using the system. They can't just use the system. So just guest users, they cannot use the system. They should have a username and a password. So that means username and password. Here, don't confuse this with security requirement. Username and password, that has to be implemented in the system. We have to write the coding for the username and password. So that is a functional requirement. Okay, second B, the system should enable users to search for books. So searching for the book means when you are going to type the title or the ISBN number, something, and you are going to search. Search is a function that needs to be implemented in the system. So that is a functional requirement. See, the total cost for the library system should be less than 500,000. So that is not a functional requirement, and that is not a non-functional requirement also. So it is other requirement because we don't care about the budget. So it is related with the finance. So it is the client and the manager, they will take care of that finance. So it does not relate to you as a developer. So it is other requirement. Then D, the system should be available 99% of the total time. So 99% of the year or 99% of the month, it should be available for usage. So look at an ATM. Just imagine an ATM. So if it is available at any time, if it is available, it is 100% available. But no system can be 100% available. It needs maintaining purposes. So for maintaining purposes, it might be down for few hours a month or few hours a year. So it is 99% of the time it is available. So that is availability. That is a non-functional requirement. Then E, the system should be completed within 9 months. So we are giving a time frame for the development of the system. So that is not a functional requirement and not a non-functional requirement. That is to do with the client and to do with your project manager. He will push the developers if the time is not enough, or he will talk with the client and negotiate. So it does not relate with the developers. So he is not going to put that 9 months in the system. Okay, then F, book lending details should be preserved even if the system crashes during the operation. So just if the system is going to crash, so the details should not get lost. So they are talking about the security. So this is the security requirement. So it is coming under non-functional requirement. So G, the book database of the system must be secured by preventing unauthorized access. So this is also non-functional requirement because unauthorized access means the people like hackers, outsiders, they should not be people who don't have the legitimate password and username, they should not be able to log into the system. So this is a non-functional requirement because they are talking about the security of the system. Then H, past pupils has indicated the willingness to develop. So past pupils are interested to develop this system. So preference will be given to them. So this is also not a non-functional requirement. So it is to do with the management. They will decide who will develop the system. So it is not with you as a developer. You are not going to bother who will do the system. So this is, so we have identified from A to H what are the functional and non-functional requirements. So examples of functional requirement, you can write functional requirements, you can write A and B. So then non-functional requirement, you can write anything like between D, F and G. Out of these three, any two, if you write any two, it is sufficient. That's all. It is a very, very easy section, and you can score the full marks for this section. Okay, that's